grow up, I want to be an astronaut.
When I get married, I'd like to have 2 children.
My heart's desire is to see my daddy.
I don't want to answer that.
This is no ordinary outing at the zoo. It's a very special occasion. We've brought these children together for the very first time. They're like any other children, except that they come from startlingly different backgrounds. We brought these children together because we wanted a glimpse of England in the year 2000. The shop steward and the executive of the year 2000 are now 7 years old.
In 1964, World in Action made 7 Up. We have been back to film these children every 7 years. They are now 35.
Give me a child until he is 7, and I will give you the man.
Is it important to fight? Yes. I want to be a jockey when I grow up. Yeah, I want to be a jockey when I grow up.
At 14, Tony was already an apprentice at Tommy Gosling's racing stables in Epsom. He left school at 15.
This is a photo finish when I rode at Newbury. I'm the one with the white cap. I was beating a length and half a third and I had a photo finish. So I took it out of the box and kept it as a souvenir. My greatest fulfilment in life, when I rode at Kempton, in the same race as Lester Piggott, I was a naive, wet-behind-the-ears apprentice. All my years, from 7, all my ambition is fulfilled in one moment. And I eventually finished last, tailed off, obviously, but it didn't make any difference to me. Just to be part of it, be with the man himself. Couldn't buy it. That was the proudest day of my whole life.
Tony's now 35. At weekends, he takes his girls to a stables, where the family keeps a couple of ponies.
Hold on to them. Come here, hold that brush. Hold that brush.
What's it mean to you when you see the girls on a horse?
There are times you look back and you look at them and you see yourself in them all the time. Come here.
First, didn't I?
When I was a kid, right, no one ever showed me how to ride an horse. I had to sort of go out and do it myself.
No, don't try, just walk him. I want you to walk round. Hold them reins nice and properly.
When I see them riding, I sort of like, I taught them
That's
that.
it,
Or
no,
I
don't.
see them doing this, I think, I'll show them another way.
Then we're going to go that.
Then once they learn it, I sort of like pat them on their bum, sort of put them on automatic pilot, you know, and they're on their own. Well, that's what life's all about, isn't it? Giving your kids all the opportunities and the benefits that you've never had.
Don't be afraid, never be afraid, they know.
Horses were my whole life, flesh, blood. In my veins, it was, you know, all the smell, everything. Princess Anne to horses and Lester Piggott to eat. That's how I felt.
And you let it go?
I let it go.
Sometimes on Saturday morning I go to the pictures.
Sometimes with my friends and sometimes with him. You don't. I do. You don't. I don't ever see you. You go to different pictures.
Have you got a girlfriend?
Nope.
Would you like to have a girlfriend?
Nope.
You understand 4Fs? Find them, feed them, and forget them. But with the other F, I'll let you use your own discrimination. I mean, this one, I tried to do the 3Fs, but I couldn't forget her.
I used to work in a pub just on a Friday nights, barmaiding. And then from there one night I went to a discotheque. He was in the pub earlier on, and that afterwards we went to a discotheque and Tony was down there. And that was it. Couldn't get rid of him.
We have our ups and downs, no more than anyone else.
I think you've got to work at a marriage. I think all marriages go through stages. You can't stand each other. You go through, you know, I think, oh, God, I hate him. I wish he'd get out. I do. And I'm sure he does about me.
I've been in positions, you know, and... Well, it's hard to say in front of Debbie, but it's true. It's tempting. You take the bait. You know, I go on holiday once a year with the boys type of thing to Spain, Magaluf, and we have a golf holiday, all against Debbie's will. But it's true. And I get in situations out there that, you know, life is for living. And I come back, oh, I know what you've been doing out there. You've been meeting all them birds and whatever. And they look at you as if to say, I know, but I don't want to know. That's how it is.
Who's to say in another 10 years, me and him might have split up?
Quite possible.
You know, you don't know.
If you were to break up, what do you think it would be over?
I think it'd be the other party. It won't be for the kids, because the kids is... They're everything. Without anything prior to that. Isn't it?
Mm.
I mean, it'd break my heart knowing that another man could come in here and bring my kids up.
There's only one ambition, and really, I want a baby son, and if I see my baby son, that is my ambition fulfilled. No one knows that, only you know.
Tony and Debbie had a son, Nicky, who is now 13. They have 2 daughters, Jodie and Perry, and the family lives in North London.
Listen, on Saturday, Tottenham got the Arsenal.
One I was expecting on 28 Up, wasn't I, when you filmed that? But I lost that baby. I didn't feel that I could have any more. I really didn't want any more. But then anyway, I did. I know Perry. They are naughty, they're very naughty. They're the naughtiest kids I know. Nicky's like me. He's more placid. But Jodie's like how he was when he was 7. I do discipline them. I'll smack them, I'll put them in their rooms, I'll take things off of them. I do it, I discipline them, and he undoes it. So I'm fighting twice as hard with them. It makes it harder for me because he's too soft with them.
Why do you think you're too soft with them?
Because I love them so much.
Do you bring them up the way that you were brought up?
The upbringing I had, I saw more dinner times than dinners, without any question. And I did have my brother's clothes on my back for, you know, hand-me-downs. It's never done me no harm.
I wouldn't have got away with my parents what my kids get away with.
Yeah, but in saying that, you do give them everything possible. All these designer clothes type of thing, the naff gear and Roebuck trainers. Now, my Nicky plays football, and she'll say, oh, Nicky wants some trainers. Have you got 70 quid? So I go, what? £70 for a pair of trainers? Hold on. There's a store round there, same quality trainers for 25 quid or something. She go, £25? Oh, no, she'll say. He can't go to school wearing that rubbish. She'll give him everything. The kid got an old bike, wants a chain put on and a few nuts tightened up, or whatever. Oh, can't have that bike, get a new one. Then in the next Christmas
only
comes...
because you don't put the chain and bolts in.
I'm not that way.
What will you do if you don't make it as a jockey?
I don't know. If I knew I couldn't be one, I'd get out of the game. Wouldn't bother.
What do you think you would do then?
Loan on taxis.
At 21, Tony was on the knowledge, learning to be a London cabbie.
I'm going to prove every person who think I can't be a cabbie either wrong. I'm going to get that badge and I'm going to put it right in their face. Just to tell them how wrong they can be and how underestimated I am.
At 28, he had his own cab.
Surprising who you pick up, you see. I once met Kojak, I picked him up. And Warren Mitchell, Alf Garney, you know.
Debbie's working in the day, so Debbie will be on her way home by 4 o'clock. The kids will be coming home for tea. Debbie will stop the cab outside, come in, cook the dinner. Then I'll sit down with the kids till about 7, whatever. Then I'll start the cab up because we work the same cab. Then I'll go to work till about 1, until it goes again. She's got a great mind. She's done the knowledge, which is less than 2 years for a woman with 3 kids and the pressures running a family. That's remarkable.
You get a lot of your severance still from other cab drivers. Some of them, they just give you abuse. Some of them just sit there shaking their heads when they see you. They get told to go home and do the dishes or go home and do your husband's dinner. I went to a knowledge school, and there I met other girls doing the knowledge, and we became quite friendly. We meet on a certain rank at Knightsbridge, and we go and have a cup of tea. We have a walk round Harrods, get a sandwich, use Harrods loos, have a little look round, spray the perfumes and the lipsticks.
Does he do his fair share of the housework?
No, he doesn't do a thing. He doesn't even bring a cup from one room to the other. I do everything.
Sounds awful, doesn't it?
Terrible.
Oh, I'm not chauvinistic, don't get me wrong, you know, it's not a question of that. I have a very luxurious life indoors, right? And, you know, I'm not proud to say it or ashamed to say it. I'm just the way I am. I mean, I work as hard as I can outside, and when I close that door, the feet go up and I feel I deserve a rest.
Would everybody please sit round now, get on with their work? I don't want to see any backs to me. Shouldn't be anybody turning round. Tony, do you hear as well? Go on with your work in front. Tony, don't turn round again.
So what advantage do you think you've had over some of the other people that we filmed?
Well, academically, probably they've had more advantages over me, aren't they? The fact they've had prep schools at a very early age, you know, they've benefited by it, which, you know, it tells obviously in this film. But as far as, you know, the stability in the backgrounds with their parents, they've missed out on that. It was at February the 9th, exactly 10 minutes past 9. Mother's having her last, well, at the time we never knew, her last breath. And she just died with me holding her hand. And it was the worst moment of my life. With respect to Deb, she was, and still is, the best girl in the world. And, sorry, but EastEnders, they're all close to their mums and, you know, like everyone else, wherever you come from, but my mum and I've made it clear from when we done 21. I just loved her. That's right. That's the right thing, isn't it?
I'd never met anyone like his mum in my life. I doubt I ever will. She was a lovely lady. She was a friend to me. She wasn't a mother-in-law. And we used to go everywhere together, me and his mum.
I know the young man from the time of his life afterwards. He died there and then, but he walked around until September this year.
When you buried him, what did you put in his coffin?
I put 3 cards and I put crown and anchor dice. I want a bet and slip and a pin, because that was my dad's whole life. I'm at the graveside, I'm talking to her, you know, all little things, and I've got all images running through my mind, saying like, Tony, go downstairs, get me 5 weights, you know, 1 and a penny. And I used to go in the shop. She used to throw the cotton in an air curler over the landing, and I used to tie the cigarettes on this bit of cotton, and she used to pull them up. And she'd go, and I see her in the end, thanks, Tone, see you after school. Be good. And that's the way it was. And all little things like that. Mother having a drink in a pub, singing. Don't care, monkeys used to say. Don't care about nothing.
The Prussians. Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. They're nuts. Just have to touch them.
Yeah, they can get what they want, can't they? If you've got to work for it, and it's them, I can just ask for money and get it. They can buy what they want.
I'm not a politician, so let them worry about what's coming for the next day. All I understand is dogs' prices, girls, knowledge, road, streets, squares, and mum and dad and love. That's all I understand, that's all I want to understand.
How long are you going to be a cab driver? Is this what you want to do for the rest of your life?
Well, at the moment, I'm very happy in driving a cab, but and I always considered owning our own pub. So obviously, I think within 2 or 3 years, once I get financially straightened out, I'm going to have a go at being a publican. We did eventually get a pub about 18 months after, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we went in partnership with my brother-in-law, and I saw the pub going in one direction. He saw it going in another one. And after about 8 months, or a year, wasn't it?
Roughly.
We decided to call it a day. But son, it's hard work out there.
Come on, you're not reaching me yet.
At 28, Tony was taking acting lessons.
Dominate me, all right?
Son?
Yeah?
Son, it's a big world out there, and obviously I can't get into it, Brian.
All right, don't worry.
Pardon the expression, but can you do my inside leg?
He now works as an extra.
Bruce Willis feels when he goes... I'll never go at anything, especially acting. I mean, but talent, who am I to say? I'm not going to say I haven't, but then again, who's to say anyone has? I promise you, I'm not doing that. It's just the job. No more, no less. How you going, all right? All that big eyes for stardom probably happened 15 years ago. I mean, but not now, don't mean nothing, believe it or not. I don't want to change, because if I change,